good to kind of know where are those other levels of support, where are those other levels of resistance. That way we can kind of, you know, see what is going on, right? What is going on in the chart. Maybe you need to give yourself a little bit more risk. Maybe, you know, you need to take profits a little sooner. So that's what helps. So on this 20 SMA play, you'll see on the big chart here, we actually came up into that linear regression, right? So we got tied into the linear regression. We kind of tested it. It pulled back to the 20, and then boom, once it busted the linear regression, which was that 50 SMA, it ran all the way up into the 200. So you want to take your profits into that next area of supply, major area of supply. Okay, major area. And major areas for me, 20, 50, 200 linear regression. 20, 50, 200 linear regression. I use the 5 and 10 day moving averages for, you know, kind of power trends, added supports, added resistances, but minor levels. Once we broke through that 200, we did kind of confirm it by sweeping the highs, pulled back to the 10, swept the highs once more. Now we're back to the 200. So if you look at it from a kind of a perspective of, you know, why is it price going higher? Well, you know, we broke out of the 200-day moving average here, a V-shaped recovery on the day, right? We did have that, we had the, you know, that extended down move in the pre-market. Anytime you get that extended down move in the pre-market, when you're in a bullish market environment. Now, again, you know, one could argue that, right? Because there's so many people out there on social media that will argue, you know, market doesn't need to go higher. Market needs to do this. Market needs to do that. Market doesn't have to do anything, right? Market does what the hell it wants to do, right? But when you're over the 50-day moving average on a daily time frame, you got to give respect to the bulls, okay? You got to give respect to the bulls. You know, you get underneath that 50-day moving average and things start to change a little bit. So when you have an extended down move like that in the pre-market, what you're looking at is some type of washout, some type of sweep of those lows off the open, and then you're looking for the reversal. Now, this morning we got just a minor sweep, right? A minor sweep of the pre-market lows, and we had a, you know, an aggressive green candle, and then sellers tried to push price back down and put in a higher low, and that was it, right? We got that big bottom at 9:45 in the morning. And the market's been going since then. We got the first 20 SMA play that I was in, took a cup of coffee off that. Again, should have held it because it was a hell of a move, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes you go into trades looking for a certain thing to happen. And when it, you know, it kind of stalls out 10, 15, 20 minutes, you know, you get out for what you can get out at, or break even, or a small loss. Ended up going, haven't taken any more trades yet on the futures, but I will be looking for something if it arises. So that's the little recap here. So far, it looks like our room is doing well today, right? I'm looking at, where is it? I was just looking at the channel here. So we got Bodo Man with the 850Ks and 4 250s, all very, very good. $1,000 across the board there, and $50 on the rest. I mean, that's a monster day. Right, that's a monster day. I understand that those 250Ks are still evals, but I mean, geez, could you imagine, right? Could you imagine if you just, you know, take your time and you stay consistent, and you don't try to, you know, go over the top and do things that you don't need to do, you know, just let the days happen, right? That's the biggest thing I can tell a trader is just let the days happen. They're gonna come, right? But I mean, that's an $8,000 day across that account. I mean, for most folks out there, you know, that's a month or two worth of work. We also had T. Neal with the great little day there, a couple $100 on those accounts. And then we have Burks, right? So Burks has been working on these funded accounts for a while. Burks is a very, very good trader. He's a little bit more of a hyper scalper with an aggressive position size, but he's been trading with me now, I want to say almost a year. Me and him talk a lot on the side on DMs, you know, kind of going over strategies and stuff like that. But I mean, congratulations to him. Now, he missed Apex's payout by 1 day. However, you know, he's ready for that next payout period. And it's going to be a $10,000 payout. So that's very, very big. That's very, very big. Congratulations to him, because it's once you get that first payout, you know, a lot of the stress comes off. Guys, we're bouncing right off the 20 and the 200 here on the 5-minute time frame. So again, we have to give respect to the bulls. The trend is still going up, right? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that we're pushing higher today. So be a little bit more cautious with the short positions until we get underneath the 20 period moving average. Even that first 20 SMA play short is going to be a little difficult. It'll be a little difficult because it'll be the first time that we're going to lose a 20 SMA. So we could confirm, and then you could see a quick back test back over the 20 SMA, stopping a lot of people out. It might be the second 20 SMA short if the market's going to roll. But other than that, you know, you're just looking for these bounces. Who else had a good day? 3Put also had a good day. 540 in one account, 830 in another. Now I know 3Put trades a lot of crude oil, so he's definitely on that chart a lot. And then Burks had his evaluation accounts all up over 1,000 today, so that's pretty good. Oh, we also had Nate too, very early in the morning. Market just opened up, Nate for 250, so congratulations on that. So again, take your time, take your time, take your time. And again, depending on what prop firm you guys are trading with, Apex, Top Step, guys, they all have their own individual sets of rules, their own individual sets of payout plans here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Worry about your trading. Don't worry about the payout. Don't worry about the rules, okay? Because a lot of times, especially with, again, for those of some of you guys who are watching or maybe new, you know, maybe you guys have seen Apex change their rules. You need bracket orders. You need this. No dollar cost averaging. Guys. Half of the people complaining have never even taken a payout. So unless you've taken a payout, stop complaining. You know, stop complaining. Stop saying that, you know, don't worry is what I'm trying to say. Don't worry, right? You'll get your money. Do things right. Just do things right. You know, it's not like if you dollar cost average into a trade once over a 10-day rolling span, that Apex is going to deny your, you know, $2,000 payout. Guys, they're looking for people who are doing, you know, big windfall trading, going all in, you know, either make $5,000 or blow the account times 20 accounts. That's what they're looking for, right? They're looking for the guys who are coming in, taking a handful of trades off the open, making $20,000 and requesting that payout. Okay. Again, if you just trade normal, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. I don't even really like talking about that kind of stuff because it's completely irrelevant to what we're doing, and that's trading. Just trade right, and everything will be all right. Getting the 5 SMA kind of curling over here, gonna maybe act as resistance. Maybe act as resistance around 18,755. Like to see it get over 755 for a 63 push. Anything over high of day here could go to 18,071. So if you're in a long position, you know, those are the levels you kind of want to play with. Again, if you are in a long position, you're kind of, it's pulling back on you here a little bit. You know, your support's 740 and then 735, right? 735. I mean, I'd still giving the, I would personally, this is just me, everyone's different. The bulls for me have the benefit of the doubt until 18,730. Okay, 18,730. The bulls have the benefit of the doubt. You know, and if we ask the question why, well, that's the original breakout spot, right? That's the original breakout spot. Original breakout was here at 10:20 in the morning, 10:25 in the morning. That was our original breakout, and now we're kind of just consolidating, pulling back into these lower supports. Now, if you notice the chart on my right, if we were to lose the 730s, we have a lot of room down. 712 potential, which is going to rise a little bit to Bollinger Band, but into the Bollinger Band, right? So if you're one of these traders who is constantly looking for the short, make sure you guys are treating it as a scalp, right? Make sure you're treating it as a scalp. You know, 738's an out, 736 is an out, 730 is an out. So all of these are outs, right? And if you are, you know, not choosing to get out of those trades at those levels, then you deserve to get bounced and stopped out of your position. It is what it is. So if we were to notice on the left-hand side, if we do close below the 20 SMA, looks great, right? It looks like we could potentially come down. But this is where if you're just going to use a plain chart and you're going to use just one moving average or one indicator to kind of tell you to get in and out of the trade, you have to start becoming a little bit more experienced with drawing your own supply and demand zones. So if we were to lose the 20 SMA, I have that original breakout spot here. I could say is an area of resistance. So previous area of resistance that's been broken through, look for area of support. That would put me around, right? Remember, because price is all relative, it's not concrete. It would look for a support zone around 18,725. Now, if I look at the big chart, what's pretty close to 725? 18,729, which is the 50 and the linear regression. You see how that's going to kind of match up? That's why I'm saying that the sellers don't really pose any danger until they get priced below 730, 725. Okay. And in between there, price can bounce at each one of these demand zones. So no real trade setup that I see right now. Just going to kind of be a little bit patient here. Again, we are approaching that lunch hour. So typically, right, again, not all the time, but typically, whatever we've been doing in the morning, maybe the market rest, okay? So if we've been pushing higher, maybe the market does want to pull back and test some of these prior lows. Now, because I know some of you guys out there are scalpers and you're always looking for a trade, you could essentially short here, right? This is a sneaky area. You could short and use this little mini channel over 755 as a hard stop, okay? Because I know some of you guys do want to short, right? Don't sit there and tell me that you don't want to short, because I know you guys do. But if you break over 755, which it very well could be, that would be your out, and you would sit in this trade until we break down below the 20 SMA. Not a trade that I would personally would take. Only reason I bring it up is because if you have those type of thoughts about, well, the market is coming back down, do you have a clear out, right? What would be your out? For me, it would be a break over the 5 and 10 day moving average and this prior little mini channel here. And if you're trading really, really small size, then you can use high of day, okay? But for those type of traders who are going to, short those tops, I like to look for the confirmation when red takes out green or green takes out red. So my entry would have been the 1130 candle. And again, treat it as a scalp, take your profits into the 200 and that 20 SMA should have been out there on that little sweep. But again, that's for aggressive scalpers, right? Aggressive scalpers. I don't really like to go over those plays too much because for a newer trader, that can create bad habits of going back and forth, back and forth. I like traders to stay a little bit more patient and actually wait for their one setup. And to be quite honest, guys, you only need 1 or 2 setups that you sit and wait for on a day in and day out basis. 1 or 2 setups. Everything else in between, you could just, kind of ignore. Kind of slows the game down too. At least that's how I feel. I feel sometimes traders are looking at candlesticks and they get so fixated on what that one candlestick's doing. They try to start, painting a beautiful picture of what the price can do. And that can get you into a lot of trouble versus just waiting for what works based on your back testing and prior experience of taking those trades. So we'll just kind of hang out for a little bit here and kind of see what price wants to do going into this new hour candle. I might scan through some stocks here as well and start checking out some hourly charts. We have been trading over the 20 period moving average for since 10 a.m. Almost 2 hours. Stay patient, guys. Stay patient. Price is going to be a little pinned here. 5 SMA is crossing below that 10. Again, I don't put too much weight or emphasis on that, on the crosses. I just take mental notes, okay? Mental notes. Because we're looking at a 5-minute time frame, we're talking about a very short period of time, right? Very short period of time. But for right now, and I generally, take this as, for between the next 5 and 10 minutes, because we are scalpers, we're day traders. Between the next 5 and 10 minutes, right now sellers have a little bit of pressure. Have a little bit of pressure on price right now until we close back over the 5 and 10 day moving average, or this little mini channel here. Okay, and that mini channel high is 18,754. So I'll mark it out on the blank chart here, and this is my theory. Okay, this is my theory. So if price breaks and closes over 18,755, potentially that bounce could test high of day, and if high of day is taken out and you're in on that long, you want to take profits through the high of day. If you don't get long through a 755 break, if it happens, then you would essentially be waiting for high of day to get broken, a new high to be put in, back test, consolidate, and then that new high to get taken out before your entry. Price getting a little weak here. So again, I'll just kind of keep that level on my screen, just so that way it kind of gives me a good gauge. Right now we're looking at support at 18,738 and then 731. There's that 731 test. If you're short, take some gains. Getting this bottom Bollinger Band to really rise up here. So if this turns into a 20 SMA play short, you would be looking for a confirmation and taking gains into 720s, the low 720s. Strong market, Vaughn. Strong market. So I kind of explained that a little bit to some of the guys in my room, but I mean, when the market is strong, okay, even when it doesn't feel like it's strong, when it feels choppy, market's strong. The macro pictures were over the 50-day moving average, so the market is strong. When the market is strong, generally you get those washouts, and then that's pretty much it for a good portion of the day. If the market's really going to turn around and be weak, we would need to take out the low of day before. We would need to take out the low of day before we really look for some short positions. Everything else short for a trader that they're taking today, it's got to be treated as a scalp. in and out, right? Because how many people thought that this was going to continue to break down, and then it snapped? And it's like, now you're asking yourself, what the hell just happened, right? I was short, it looked great. What about that big candle? It just wicked up. Guys, we came right into, on a 5-minute time frame. I don't care what time frame it is. It could be the daily, it could be the 4-hour. On any time frame, your 50 and your linear regression are going to be strong. Your 200 is going to be strong. And then that 20 is that change in trend, the start of the trade, right? Let's get some more votes going on that poll if you guys are watching me on YouTube. Not really liking the split room here. 56% green on the day, 44% red on the day. I would love to hear from some of the people who are red on the day. what trades you're taking. And it doesn't have to be the exact trade, but what was your bias? Was it short? Was it long? You know, what was it? Because since the open, the market has went higher. So since the open, the trades should have been more to the long side. You know, at least 90% of the trades to the long side. Unless you're experienced where you're really picking off scalps for a couple of points short. You know, I'm very curious to know the 44% of people who are red on the day, if that's because you were shorting. Because if you were going long and you're taking losers, that's you getting shaken out of positions. Maybe size too heavy. So you need to identify, like, what is the reason why? You know, what is the reason why? Because truthfully speaking, you know, based on the way that I trade, we've only had 1-2 legitimate setups, and both of them did not get stopped out, and both of them paid. So, and again, I'm not the way I trade is not the only way to trade, but I'm just saying that, you know, if the trend is higher and we've been trending above the 20 SMA, then the trade should have been long, right? And you should have just held as long as you're not taking out, you know, that original reason why is low. So just very curious there. If it's a matter of trading too big of size, and when it does pull back against you, because again, remember, if you're trading the NASDAQ, guys, this is the wild west out here, right? You know, we're not trading the Dow, right? We're not trading the S&Ps for that matter. This is a NASDAQ. You know, this is a big boy index. So if you want to trade the big boy index, you better put your big boy pants on, or big girl pants on, and be ready to stand the volatility. Also with, you know, trading NAS, I know we all want to put, you know, a 1-tick stop loss and 100-point take profit, but if we just understand the nature of the NASDAQ, when the market is flowing, the NASDAQ can move between 12 and 20 points, 12 and 22 points per 5 minutes. That's up and down, okay? So if you realistically think about that, you can take a legitimate setup, and within the same 5-minute candle or whatever, you know, I hope if I'm only speaking to people playing 5-minute candle, because the ranges will be different on other time frames, but if you're playing like a 5-minute chart, you have to be prepared to understand that after you get in, your point of entry could swing negative 12 to 22 points in the same entry candle. So think about what kind of emotions that's going to create if you're trading one mini contract. You know, every 10 points is $200. So if we're swinging 10 to 20 points, you could be in drawdown $200, $300, $400, get shaken out due to emotions, and that trade can run in your favor 15, 20, 25 points after you've already gotten yourself out due to emotions. Control the NASDAQ's volatility with your position sizing, okay? Think about someone who's in 2 micros. Now, I'm not saying you can only trade 2 micros, but think about someone who's in 2 micros and down 20 points. They're only down $80. That's a whole lot easier to swallow and to not really stress about than someone who might be down $400, right? So control the nature of the beast with your position sizing. Yes, your profits are going to be smaller, but you're not going to give yourself a heart attack every day. Every trade, you're not going to feel like you're having a heart attack. Good job to Drake. Drac, he's up 350 on the day on NQ and 265 on Palladium. Palladium or Platinum? I think it's Platinum. Not sure. He's the only guy I know that trades metals besides the gold. You know, there's a lot of gold traders out there, but and took his payout. You guys are reading that. Took his payout. Sweet. That always feels good. You know, when you're working really, really hard and you get that first payout, especially when you've been working with prop firms and taking these challenges and these funded account stuff, you know, it's really, really nice to start getting those things paid out. And to be honest, it's a lot of it is just time, guys. It's just time. You know, time of doing the same thing over and over each and every single day. Boring. Boring stuff. I tell everyone who tells me that they want to start trading, don't. Gotta be one of the stupidest businesses out there. It could be highly rewarding, but it's dumb. Now we're trading below this 20 period moving average. Again, that low wick came down to that 50 SMA. For me personally, you can see this Bollinger Band rising. One thing, remember yesterday, guys, we were watching those Bollinger Bands. They were getting super tight, and then we broke the Bollinger Band to the upside, and price exploded, right? Think of it as a big fat balloon, these Bollinger Bands. You know, they're gonna move. You know, all moving averages move, but these Bollinger Bands really, they like fucking octopus tentacles, right? These things are up and down, up and down. But when they get really, really tight and price starts going sideways, when you get that breakout that starts testing, you know, the upper or bottom range, and then it confirms, that's the move you want to be on. So in this particular scenario, if these Bollinger Bands, maybe another 5-10 minutes, keep coming in and contracting, and we confirm this 20 play through a 5-minute 50 SMA and the linear regression, we might have something there, right? We might have weakness. But let's say we sweep the 50 SMA, right? And it bounces aggressively and starts pushing up towards the high side and breaks high of day. We want to be on that side of the trade. I use the Bollinger Bands as gauges, right? They're a gauge for me. They're a gauge to take profits or, you know, think about stopping out if I'm in a trade. They're a gauge for me to kind of build some confluence in you know, the direction that the chart is showing me. So in this particular case, if it's showing me short and we do confirm, a bit more room there. I almost wouldn't be opposed to a long setup here if it can get back over this 20 SMA. I want to see that 755 broken to the high side, but I'm patient right now. I'm patient, right? Not up a lot. Not up a lot today. See where I'm at. Not up a lot. $78 times 4 accounts. Not a lot. And honestly, that's cool with me too, right? I mean, like I was explaining this morning, and I'm cool with that, right? $50 here, $200 here, got a good day, $400 there. Who cares? I don't care about the dollar amount. You guys shouldn't either. Do your job good for 30 days, you'll get paid. Simple. I can't make it any more simple than that. Stop worrying about how much you make today and how much you're going to get paid on your first payout. Forget all that jazz. Just trade good for a month and you'll get paid. You trade good for a month and you still can't get paid, then come talk to me. But show me a track record of being profitable for 30 days and not be ready for a payout. Personal prop doesn't really matter. All the same stuff. Holding this 200 here. Bollinger Band's getting super tight. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Also, guys, it's good to throw ideas, right? Throw ideas around the table. You know, we're all looking at the same charts. We all have our own individual brains. We all have our own individual ways to chart things. Maybe you see something I don't, okay? Maybe someone else sees something that we all don't see. You know, it's good to toss those ideas around the room. That way it adds to the confluence. I mean, again, you know, we have 70, 80 people watching on YouTube. We have my guys in Evolution Traders who are here. We're all looking at the same charts. We should all be kind of, you know, the majority of the room should be on the same side of something, right? The majority of everyone should be on the same side of something. So it shouldn't be half people want to go short, half people want to go long. No. You know what I don't like about, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but with the Top Step X platform, every time I open and close or change charts or change accounts, I've been trading micros, it takes me back to NQ contracts. Now, last week I got caught, you know, clicking a buy order for 4 NQ contracts. I wanted 4 micros. I don't like that. I wanted to, if anyone knows a way for me to just fix that in place, let me know. I'd be mindful. How many times has that happened to you guys where you guys are trying to trade micros and it was on the mini? I hate that. I'm also going to mark out some levels here on this plain chart. Let's start off with first hour highs and lows. Oh, this level here, guys, this 18,755 is the first hour highs. That's why we're having a little bit of trouble here. Gotcha. So I don't need to put that level on. I've already got that. So that little sneaky area, guys, that sneaky area I was talking about here when we lost the 5 and 10 day moving average on a 5-minute, that 18,755, that's the first hour highs. So we broke first hour highs, we pulled back, we found support. Now we're kind of flirting with it again. We're flirting with it. So days range so far on that 1 hour candle, 18,634 to 18,755. We're looking at about, 120 point range that we're playing in from high to low here on that first hour. A little bit more if we want to go high of day, but I'm just talking about the first hour range. 20 SMA play here, setting up to the long side. See it break through the 755s. Bollinger Bands are extremely tight here. We got room to around 760 on those Bollies. See if we can push up. See if we can get that push into at least the 60s. At least the 60s. What we want to see. There's that little push here, guys. Bollinger Band starting to open up a little bit. Again, just be mindful that we have high of day here, 763. So we're testing this Bollinger Band here. Again, this is still creating a lower high. So just be careful. If you're in on a quick scalp, maybe take your profits, right? Again, that 20 play set up at 752 and we hit highs of 759. So if you're one of these traders who's looking for 4 or 5, 6 points, think about it, right? Think about it. Especially if you're trading bigger size. If you're trading smaller size, you're trying to get over this Bollinger Band, see this confirm, and actually see us test this high of day. Okay, that's what we want to see. We want to see this high of day. Guys, I just got filled on my position. I got out 752 to 760. So I still have that bracket order. I've got a bracket order here for 8 to 10 points. Again, it's set for 10 points, but I just got out at 8. Rated a little bit bigger size there. Guys, we're getting that push up here. Make sure you're taking some profits here. Entry price should have been somewhere around 18,752. We're currently trading at 761, so we're almost up 10 points here. 1 hour chart on the NQ looks great. 1 hour chart on the NQ, that's the left-hand side, looks fucking fantastic, right? Looks fantastic. Looks like we can start testing 18,763. 763, 60s. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Perfect. Guys, how many guys took that trade, and how many of you guys took profits? Or are we still holding? Not saying you can't hold. Hourly chart still looks very, very strong. All I'm saying is if you were in this 20 SMA play long, right? Bollinger Bands were contracting. We got outside the Bollinger Bands. At least let's take something off the table, right? We want to hold a runner and use break even as a stop. Let's do that. Let's ride this son of a bitch as far as we can, but make sure that stop loss is at break even or a little bit above break even now. Guys, fantastic move. Fantastic move. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Patience, patience, patience. Hell yeah, that's an amazing move there. Amazing move. I hope you guys are all right. I hope you guys all rode on that one with me, guys. I hope you guys all rode on that one with me. Beautiful little move there. Beautiful little move there. Again, taking out now, testing and taking out prior highs. Guys, I should see that poll on YouTube go way up now. Now it's 70% of the room is profitable, 30% of people are still in the red. That trade was spoon fed. We watched it. We were all here. We're all watching the same thing. Notice how we pull back, right? Again, this is going to come with experience for a lot of you guys out there, especially if you're new. Anytime you have a breakout or anytime you have a breakdown, okay, you're always going to get that first move, put in a new high, put in a new low. And then it's going to do one of two things. It's going to pull back, consolidate, or it's going to confirm a new high. So in this particular case, notice how we take out high of day. We take out high of day, boom. New high gets put in. Wick, come a little bit down. If the market's strong, it's gonna confirm this candle. Okay, if it's strong. If it's not, you're gonna see us pull back to where? To the damn breakout spot. 755s, 750s. It is what it is, right? But a good little move there, a good little move. You know, it's perfect, guys. Guys, took another little piece of that on a very, very quick scalp. Took another little piece of that on a very, very quick scalp. Again, I was explaining to my guys in evolution, but those of you guys who don't trade with us over there, 1 second here. I'm still watching this. This is a fantastic move. Good. I'm all out. I'm all out of that position. Great. Great, 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 great. Okay, I'll explain what I was saying. Those of you guys who don't really trade with us, I have a personal account. I trade options. I think everyone already knows that. That's my bread and butter. That's what I do for a living. I'm an options trader. Okay, you're never going to get me to change the futures completely full time. Futures, she's like my Friday date. Okay, supplemental income. It's my side job. It's my second job. It's my part-time gig. Great. Okay, I have multiple accounts. I'm always running evaluations, always, because anything can happen when you have funded accounts. Right now I have 3 funded accounts, 2 with Top Step, 1 with Apex. Not really stressing on the whole, I need to get 20 accounts with Apex. I got too much shit going on as it is. But I'm always working on evaluations. I'm always working on evaluations for Apex. I'm always working on evaluations for Top Step. Now, I do copy trade my accounts, but I don't copy trade the whole batch, right? So I might copy trade 2 accounts. I might copy trade 3 accounts depending on the day, how the day's starting off. Normally, I'll start off each account, or I'll start off the leader account, my main account, the funded account. I'll start that off solo by itself. If I do start to build a cushion and I do start to make profits in that, now I will start copy trading 2 to 3, whether they're fundeds or not, accounts alongside that leader account, that leader funded account. Okay. With that being said, I then will size down. And I'll just look to take little pieces of the pie. And I look to compile the whole account size together, right? So again, for someone who's still holding this move, trading 1 account, I've been in and out of this same move 3 times. Now, the first time was the 20 SMA play for 8 points. Great. That's good. I was trading a little bit heavier size. I didn't want to give it too much room to wiggle around. The next trades that I did, I sized up, but took a very quick scalp on momentum because, again, the move is still the same. This is still the same trade. I'm still assuming the same risk. It's still the same trade, but that's how I will do it. Now, the point that I want to make is that all these accounts, right? The fundeds and the evaluations that I run, I don't trade them the same. So on some of them, I will only trade micros, only, okay? On some of them, I will take 3-point, 4-point scalps. I'll do that. I'll still look for the same setups, but I'm taking 3 or 4-point scalps. You can, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know why I'm taking 3 or 4-point scalps. I'll just leave that up to your imagination why I'm doing that on the same setups. And I have those specific accounts that are set up to do that. Okay. I will never cross-contaminate accounts by, let's say, for example, trading these hyper high, risks, trade setups, and then with copy traded with an account where I only trade between 2 and 4 micros. There's no shot in hell, because that account that is being traded on the micro side only, the gains are always going to be smaller. The gains are always going to be smaller. So if I'm wrong, where I'm on those other accounts aggressively trading, I run the risk and the potential of losing those other accounts. Now, it also helps me as well, because let's say, for example, I'm able to take a quick scalp, go up $200, $300, $400 very, very quickly. Now my mind is at ease, and now I can sit back and trade the accounts with smaller size and just piece together my day, and it's kind of more chillaxed, right? Or if I do take a loss trading bigger size, I can put those aside now, and then I can slow the game down by going to the other accounts that are trading micros. I do not trade the same position size across the board. I think it's bad for your health, and what's bad for your health is bad for your wealth. So I like to spread my risk out. I like to spread it out. I like to play a little bit more aggressive sometimes, because again, we all got that aggressiveness in us, right? We all want to make the big gains. So again, if you want to do that, put on your big boy, big girl pants and be prepared to do that. Just know that if you're doing that, you're running the risk of losing accounts, going into deep drawdown. But you should already know that. So it should never really send you on tilt. I see a lot of times traders will, go up $1,000, give it all back and blow up their account. Now they're on tilt, and it's like, whoa, like you knew what you were doing when you got into this, right? Like, what did you think? Trading 5 mini contracts and this thing going against you 15, 20 points was not going to blow you up? Like, what did you think? You were never going to lose? Anyways. A couple questions here. Snake Trader on YouTube. Yeah, I do pre-market, but I'm trading inside the room with our guys first, kind of try to focus there, and then I'll take my break, get my coffee, and then I'll come on and do this. Jared in at 742 on the MNQ with 3 contracts, out at 761. Fantastic job, dude. Fantastic job. That's 20 points there. Infinite Universe, new to your channel, just got in green. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. We got guys in my room posting gains. May 200 on the NQ breakout. Sweet. And you are new to the room, so congratulations. It'll take some time. I don't know if you're still listening on the voice channel. Yes, you are. It'll take some time. You're not going to have winning days every day. Again, this is a stupid business. We're not doing brain surgery over here. We're clicking a bunch of buttons on a PC. So take it for what it's worth, but congratulations. Build on that. The biggest recommendation that I would say, shut it down, right? Shut it down. If you want to listen and kind of watch and analyze the markets for your own well-being, great. But, $200 on a day, you got to start thinking about, like, again, a couple of us in here, we use the rule of 20, right? So the rule of 20 is there's basically 22 some odd trading days in the month, give or take holidays. If you were to average, and again, transparency, you're not going to average the same amount of dollars every single day. You're not going to have every day as a winner. I get it. But, okay, but there's always a but. If you were to use the rule of 20, a $200 day is going to be equivalent to around a $4,000 month. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So take that for what it's worth, because that is with one account. Imagine, right? Because again, we all like to play the imaginary game. Imagine if you had 10 accounts that all did $4,000 a month, right? So the same goes for the guy out there who's up $25. Okay, the guy who's out there right now who's up $25 on the day, my friend, if you had 10 accounts, it would be $250. Okay, if you had 20 accounts, it's a $500 day. you, my friend, are still also on pace for a 10, 15 plus $1,000 month. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I hate people who talk dollar amounts. Like we in Evolution Traders, we have a daily gains and loss channel. That daily gains and loss channel, and I've explained it to some of the older people that have been in the room, right? But to the newer people, some of you guys who may just come in and kind of look at these gains, these gains are not being posted to brag. They're not being posted to show off. I don't care, because guess what? At the end of the day, are you putting food on my table? No. And am I putting food on your table? No, right? You have to work for yourself. What it's meant to do is hold yourself accountable, my friend. So you are new to the room. You posted up a $200 winner. If you happen to lose that $200 and go into the negative today after you've publicly held yourself accountable, your fault. Not the market's fault, not the strategy's fault, your fault. Because everyone's given the opportunity after every single trade to stop trading on the day. And you did that. Again, we're all human. How many times have I been up and then next thing you know, I take one more trade because I think I'm going to piece on a little bit more and I gave it all back. Stupid me, right? So, but all in all, congratulations, man. I like when people are making money, when they're doing things correctly, right? And, you know, like I always get asked a lot, like, are you going to live stream? Are you going to, you know, share the charts? I like doing it because I like sitting here, like analyzing the market. I like going over my trades. I like reading the market, reading, you know, price. I love it. Like I love reading price. I hate it because it makes people want to tail. It makes people want to just, what is everyone else doing? If I do what everyone else is doing, I can make money. But the thing is that if you don't understand what you're doing in the beginning, like, okay, for example, I got in on that trade on the original 20 SMA play and I took 8 points. Okay. Now, there's two reasons why I took 8 points. For one reason, the reason why candle was 7.5 points. Okay. So I got my full 1-to-1 on that. I was willing to risk 8 points. I got my 1-to-1. Two, I was playing a little bit more aggressive size and I wasn't going to give this thing a chance to go green and then come back against me. Okay. Now, if I was to, you know, the thing with live trading is a lot of times people will hear the setup and then they know everyone's kind of getting in. If I'm getting out at 6 points, right? Let's say I didn't even get the 8 points. Let's say I got out at 5 points and I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating. I'm waving my hands in the air. I'm happy. But I was in 5 mini contracts. Great for me, right? What about the guy who took one contract on the micro side because he's learning, because he's trying to get his feet wet? And let's say it went up 8 points and then backtracked and then now it's in the negative. Do you see how that could make someone else feel bad about themselves as if they don't know what they're doing, or as if, you know, it like the game is not fair for them? Like, why is everyone else always winning but I'm always losing? Guys, we're all traders. We all lose. Like, we all lose. There ain't no getting around that. That's just a reason why, like, I just like to keep my room at Evolution Traders small. Everyone knows how I trade. Everyone is kind of built on variations of take profits and stop losses and has their own techniques and strategies as well. But I like when everyone knows what they're doing and we can all come together as a team, right? That's why, like, I how do I say it? When I originally started my Discord and when I originally started YouTube 4 years ago, it wasn't to get members. It's not to, you know, necessarily teach. It was meant to make videos to back test. It was meant to make videos of my technical analysis so I can look at that before the pre-market. If I was watching Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, and I had good levels, I can come back in the pre-market and watch that 5, 6, 7 minute video and see what I saw yesterday. When I started the Discord, it was to document what I'm doing as far as building systems and building different things. That's what it was for. Now, obviously, you know, just being on social media, you're going to have people that are going to watch your shit as well. And that's fine. I have no problem teaching. I have no problem sharing what I know. Whatever you do with the information that I possess and throw out there is on you. That's fine. but I never wanted the room to turn into everyone's looking at me to help you make money, because at the end of the day, you are the only person that's truly going to make you money. This game, like literally, and I know it gets thrown around there a lot, and I know there's some people that say that it's not. It has to do with strategy and price action, and knowing where the liquidity's at and where's the order blocks and where's this. Fuck all that shit. It's up here. It's up here, because me and you can both be in the same trade. I can make money, you cannot. We're in on two different setups, two different strategies, same trade. So is it really strategy, or is it really up here? I can take profits at 4 points and be happy, and you can take no profits at 4 points and be upset when it goes down 20 points. I can take profits at 10 points, and you can take profits at 50 points on the same trade, and I can be kicking myself in the rear saying, I should have held this longer. I should have held this longer, while you're celebrating a 50-point winner and I took 10 points. So everyone has their own way to trade. And it's great. So I like when everyone can work as a team. As long as we're all seeing the same thing, seeing the market the same way, that's really good. Like, that's really good. But again, if you are new to trading in general, or you're new to trying to become consistent, the best thing to do is just literally focus on 1 or 2 setups each and every single day, journal and document, back test after the market is over on the trades that you took, see what you could do right, or see what you did right and see what you could do better tomorrow, and keep taking trades. That's all I can tell you. Keep taking trades. I have thousands and thousands of trades under my belt, and again, I lost, my first 2 years trading, I lost $45,000. I was lucky enough to come into this industry from another industry where I was able to, have kind of like that, like a nest egg to fall back on. But it was definitely a big blow to not only my ego, to my pockets, and it took a very long time of me having to like come to terms with what's realistic, right? What's realistic. Elder with some more gains, 497 made. Beautiful. Good job, Elder. Yes, sir. Get in, get green, get out. I do trade the 2-minute chart. Yep. Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. Setup works on every time frame. Setup works on every time frame. It even works for people looking to swing trade. You want to swing trade, use the hourly, 4-hour, and daily to swing trade. Obviously, the smaller the time frame that you're using, the more, like, yes, you might get more setups, but there might be more potential that the setups do get chopped up a little bit. I've kind of, again, I'm lazy, guys. I've been doing this, for 10 years. I like what I like. Okay. Sweet, Elder. Good job. 2 contracts for 140. Beautiful. I like what I like, meaning I do trade the 2-minute. I'm not opposed to it. I will not trade the 1-minute. It's too fast for me, and I've learned that years ago. It's just too fast for me. The 2-minute does slow down for me, and the 5-minute sometimes is a little too slow for me, but I've rested on the 5-minute, right? And I will do the 2-minute at times, depending on the market conditions. If I feel like 5-minute setups are getting chopped, I'll go to the 2-minute and take smaller profits. For stocks and options, I will use the 1 hour chart a lot of the times as well, because I'm really looking for those bigger levels to get confirmed. And I scalp the 1 hour chart as if I'm scalping a 5 minute or a 2 minute. I'm not looking for a 1 hour move. I'm looking for that big 1 hour level. And then I'm looking to get in on that 1 hour level and take my normal scalp. So what did I mention before, guys? If we do pull back after we sweep highs, right? We put in that new high, we came right back to the breakout spot, 18,755. If we do get below this 20 SMA, your next support would be down here at 745. So maybe you have 8 to 9 points to play with. I would expect it to be choppy here. It could do something where it breaks, chops, wicks, and then bounces. But again, just need to throw that level out there in case anyone is looking at that. 18,745 is your support. You've got a lot of support between 40 and 45 there. So maybe on a situation like that where, you know, you got 8 to 10 points down, maybe you look at a 2 hour, a 2 minute 20 SMA setup, which is here. It's trying to confirm now. Range on that 2 minute candle is 8 points. So maybe you might be looking for something between 5 and 8 points to take profit on a scalp. If it confirms, you know. Again, that's getting aggressive though, right? So I mean, that's getting aggressive. If you just came off the long trade win, don't stress yourself right now. I gotta take another one. Hate when people do that, right? Like, I probably won't take the short. That's in full fairness. And the only reason why is because I'm resetting, right? I'm resetting. I'm kicking back, drinking coffee, right? I mean, like I'm not trying to trade like a lunatic, you know, because when I do that, I tend to get myself into problems. Like I think it's a little bit of a downfall, but I'm so negative. Like I always think I'm gonna lose trades. I always think every trade that I take, I already think I'm gonna lose it. But if I come off a winning trade or a few winning trades, I took a few scalps on that last move, and then I take this trade and it doesn't work, I'm gonna be so pissed off, and it's gonna make me want to take another one. So I'm personally sitting this one out. Now, your 2 minute setup is in play here on the 5 minute time frame. The 5 minute is losing the 20 SMA, but your 2 minute is in play. So if you are taking this scalp on a 2 minute chart, entry price should have been below 755. We touched lows of 752, so that's around 3 points. You're looking for something close to 5 to 8 points on that. Okay, if you get it, great. If not, your stop loss is probably going to be 8 to 10 points. Yep, patience pays. Always let these trades come to you. Guys, how many times, even those of you guys who are not in my room at Evolution Traders, but those of you guys just on YouTube, how many days, I know some days are choppy and some days, you know, price sucks, but how many days have you sat and watched price where there's no trades, where the market goes like this, sideways, like literally doesn't go up or down, it just goes sideways? None. When in the history of the stock market has a chart opened up and it's one candle that goes sideways? Never. What is the point I'm trying to make? There's always a setup. It's always around the corner. It's always knocking on the door. Stock market's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be here next week, next month, next year. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I think a lot of my guys are done trading on the day. Those of you guys in my room, how many of us are still looking to take trades? I know we still have a few people out here. Personally, I would wait until lunch is over and then kind of see what we do coming out of lunch. That's going to be 20 minutes from now. I'm real curious to know if anyone is in the 2-minute setup. Now we're getting this 5-minute 20 SMA play setting up here. Still needs to confirm. Kind of back testing this 20 and 10-day moving average. You do have 5 sitting at 759. I could see it kind of trying to test that area. Test the prior 5-minute candle high. Price is weak. It'll test that area, get rejected, and come down through. Remember, 745 is our support, so guys, anyone in on that? On the 2-minute, 755 was the low. We came down to 750. I did take a scalp on the 2-minute now. I just got out of that. I was only looking for, I don't even want to say how many points I was looking for. It wasn't that much. But 5 minutes going again. Just be mindful. 745 is going to be kind of that, that resting spot. If you also kind of look back to the left of the chart, that 745 here at that 200 at that prior 20 when it was up, when it was down here, a lot of price action here, right? So a lot of price action when buyers were kind of wicking this up, wicking it up, and then we bounced. So if we do come down, take your profits into 745, guys. That 2-minute chart, you guys should be out of that. That hit at a 1-to-1 there on 8 points, right? Low price of what, 755. We came down to 747. So sure, there's your 7-8 points there. Just take your profits. If you're in on a quick scalp on the 5-minute, just be patient. I mean, not patient. Be cautious is the word I'm saying. Be cautious because you do have support right here. Good job, Will. Nice in and out on that. Nice in and out. Good. Did you guys get out though? Nate, Dante, Stockpilot, you guys get out though? I don't want you guys to get caught up in a bounce. Yeah, good job. These are the kind of little plays here that you kind of need to like, because we're in the middle of a range, right? So you're kind of in the middle of this range. These little plays, we just need to like just get in and just train ourselves. When we start getting green, just get out, right? Let's take a higher win rate and relax. Let's take a higher win rate and relax. Also not push it because again, trading is all probabilities. there's never no telling that if we jump back into it or we look for something else real quick to try to bounce off the 200. Like imagine the trader who's out there who took a little piece of the pie here, 4, 5, 6 points on this short, and they're telling themselves, let me bounce it off the 200 now. If that's where it's going, let me bounce it. And then this thing rips down, you know, another 10 points to the 50, right? You gave it all back. So anytime I take a trade, and if it's a winner, I'm going to take some time off, right? 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just reset the brain, do something else, you know, look around Discord, look at my phone, do something else. Good move, though. Good move. Those of you guys who may be still in it, some of you guys, really close there. This was a good, like, kind of example where the 2-minute entry on this was the better entry than the 5-minute. Because when we were already in the 2-minute short, the 5-minute was barely testing and losing the 20 SMA. So the 5-minute still needed to be waited for confirmation, but the 2-minute was active. So in a case like this where we only had limited room to come down, which was 8 to 10 points between the 20 and the 200, having that extra 2 or 3 points of entry was actually better, because by the time that the 5-minute chart did confirm, those people on the 2-minute chart could have took those profits. That's the only time we're using that 2-minute against the 5-minute works. Now, mind you, if there was nothing here, no 200, no 50, and it was just a free fall on the 5-minute, then for sure, let's just wait for the 5-minute, get the bigger level, and take that. And again, yet again, technical analysis is king. I mean, we came shy of the 200 by 1.5 points before we got a little bounce. Now we are pinched. We are pinched between the 20 and the 200. Stay patient. Those votes are going up a little bit. 74% of people are in the green. 26% of people are in the red. I like those numbers. I like those numbers. That's 7 out of 10. Every 7 out of 10 people is green. And why I like those numbers is because I mentioned this yesterday on stream. The majority of the eyes are looking at the same thing. When we first started off this poll, it was almost even, 55, 58% green, and then vice versa for the red. I don't like that, because that's kind of letting me know as a collective, right, as a team, we're all over the place. Some people are looking at the market long, some people are looking at it short. When some people are looking short, other guys are looking long. We need to stay together, right? You need to stay together. More eyes is definitely going to help. Like for example, you know, why do you think, you know, hedge funds, institutional traders, I mean, again, I hate the fucking word institutional traders. Why do you think firms, right? These traders who are sitting working on the floor, working on the desk, right? You're working in the office. You think that they're working solo? Do you think that they're like confined to their computer screens and not asking the guys around them what the hell's going on? Do you think that someone across the room is not shouting out when they're short because they see a great play and everyone's jumping on it short? Right? They're working together. They're working off the same system, the same risk management rules. But again, they're working together, right? They're working together. So, you know, that'd be like this. Like, I'll make this point. Let's say, for example, everyone right now who is in my room, right, which is what I'm trying to get my room to be, all working together. We should not have, like if there's 50 people, I'll just say there are 25 people actively trading, like actively participating in the market, we should not see 2 people green and 22 people red today. We should see 20 people green and maybe 2 or 3 had some hiccups, right? That's understandable. Nice bounce off the 200. Stay patient, we're still pinched. it's got to be the majority of the room. So the same thing goes for, you know, if I'm talking about my people in my room, and we're looking at YouTube people as well. Well, guys, I mean, like right now at any given time, there's over 100, 125 people that are actively involved in what's going on right now. The majority of this room, of this team, should be on the same side of things. And if we're not, well, it's just because you're a stubborn SOB and you have your own personal bias, right? Okay. Break. So we're going to be coming out of lunch hour here. If anything, we're still a little, I'm gonna go back to the 5 minute on this left chart here. If anything, we're still a little flaggy, right? We're still a little flaggy to the top side. Those first hour highs, though, are definitely a problem. First hour highs are still a problem. Futures and options. Speaking of options, futures and options, stocks, etc. You're asking me, when I open my room at 9:30, do I open with futures, options, or stocks? I mean, the majority of the people in my room are trading futures, but we do have people that trade options as well. I trade both, so I will go over everything. But oh, these two charts are linked. I need to take that off. Putting the NQ, unlink this. Putting the NQ chart back on the right here. There we go. And then I want to go over this this Tesla trade. This Tesla trade. So Tesla on this side. So guys, you guys already know. I still have some prior levels marked out here, but you guys already know. Those of you guys who trade with me. Whoops. Those of you guys who trade with me. For options, you know, I do take the 20 SMA plays. I more so like to take those 20 SMA plays after extended moves to the upside and then look for them down, or extended moves to the downside, look for them up. The big levels that I liked, that are the, I guess, the best setups in the my go-to setups for options. And again, you can implement this on the future side as well. You just have to stay more patient. The only reason why it works a little bit better trading equities is because I can look at Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, Apple. I can look at a whole variety of names, hundreds of names, right? Something's got to be setting up. Now, when you're looking at the NQ, you only have one chart. So when you only have one chart, if that setup doesn't happen, then you don't have a trade. Versus on the stocks and options side of things, I can look at multiple charts and I more than likely might be getting a trade. Anyways, what I was looking at on Tesla this morning was obviously pre-market lows. Okay, so if pre-market lows was to get taken out, I would definitely have been short. What I was looking at was first hour highs. Okay, so first hour highs on Tesla, right? Those first hour highs, 179. So what I need to see is 179 get broken and then confirmed. So I had taken a long position here on Tesla because what did we do on this hourly chart? We opened up, first hour put in the high, second hour candle confirmed by putting in a new high. Now I can take that new high once it gets taken out. And 179.31 all the way up to a price of, what is it? I didn't sell it at the top, obviously, but it went all the way up to 182.20. So you're looking at almost $2.50. Now, the way I do my take profit for stocks is I look at the range of the candle and I look at ATR. So if I was to go to the 5-minute time frame, I want to show you guys this. Notice how, right? Notice how we broke first hour highs and then we pulled back. Okay, notice we broke first hour highs, then we pulled back. What am I waiting for? First hour highs to get confirmed. I don't care if that gets confirmed in 5 minutes or it gets confirmed in 2 hours. When did it get confirmed? Here. Boom, that's your entry. Do we see how that works? Right, first hour highs. First hour highs get broken, pulls back, back test, pulls back, breaks. Entries here. Entries here. And yes, it took, God, since market open till 11:55 to, get into the trade. But if you're kind of watching and you know what you're looking for, then you're only in the trade for 5-10 minutes. I didn't sell it way up here at 182. I wish I would have, but I didn't. Because I'm looking at the ATR, right? The ATR at this point in time is 60 cents. Okay, I want to make that very clear. 60 cents. So if I can get 60 cents on this trade, I'm trading options. But if the stock price can move up 60 cents close to that dollar, right? I like the dollar range. I like, 75 cents, $1.25. I'm going to be in and out. But if I can get close to $1 on these names that I play, in those two names, majority that I play, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, if I can get $1 on these names, I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. That's all I need. Guys, we're back down to the 200 here on a 5-minute. But this is a beautiful play. I'm probably going to do a recap video on this Tesla trade because I was finally able to sell out of that position. Good. Guys, do me a favor. Let's see if we can get this video up to 50 likes on YouTube. 50, right? I don't stream often. Like on YouTube, I don't stream often. But if you like the stream, you enjoy the stream, if it anyway helps you, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, hey, give me a thumbs up anyways. Give me a thumbs up and then comment that you hate the stream. Great. I want to see if I can start over the next 30-60 days, start pushing towards some of these bigger players on YouTube. I'm a very competitive type of person. I want to see if I can get my views up to some of these guys. Thank you. Guys, we are pulling back now from that 200. We do have a little bit of support sitting down here in the 30s. Okay, so that support sitting down here in the 30s, if I was to go left of the chart and look at the time of 11:50, that's that long wick that we had where we kind of bounced off. Okay, so this would be a little bit of a sweep here, a little bit of a double back test. Again, this is still very, very flaggy, very, very flaggy to the top side. So again, I'm not saying that we can't take short, because again, guys, we did take a short. Remember, like, we took a short in an uptrending market. So for those of the people out there, because there's a lot of people out there, you don't want to go against a trend. You're right, you don't want to go against the trend, meaning you don't want to just enter short and have no escape plan, right? That's why I will always try to make that disclaimer. Like, if you're a little bit more of an experienced scalper, sure, you can do those things, but you need to kind of understand, right? You need to kind of understand that you need to understand that A, you got to get out quickly. Maybe B, you got to take some profits off sooner, right? Or you stay out of the way altogether. You know, you stay out of the way altogether. So a little bit of a double wick bottom here on a 5-minute time frame. I hope you guys can still see that. Yeah, double wick bottom here at this support zone, right? At this support zone. I don't know why I'm still watching Tesla. This trade's over for me. That's another thing too, guys. When I do trade stocks or options, or sometimes if I do manage, you know, to be blessed enough with a decent trade on NQ, I just don't even watch the chart anymore, because it does create FOMO. Because right now I glanced at this Tesla chart and I thought, wow, this is a good spot to bounce Tesla here off the 200, a little bit of a reversal candle here, but I'm not going to do that. So let's go back to the NQ here. So if I mark this, this is the range that we're playing in here from 731 to 755. Not a big range at all. Not a big range at all. We should be coming out of this lunch hour here. We should get a little bit more action, right? We should be getting a little bit more action. Why is our green percentage going down, guys? Green percentage is going down. This is honestly a decent range here. Here's what I'm going to do. Watch this. This wick here, where we're trading at, and look at the prior resistance going back to early in the morning. Here and here. This whole zone, because it's not really a singular number. This is a zone here. Touch point here, resistance, rejection. Touch point here, resistance, rejection. Finally break through, great. Now we're back testing. Once and maybe twice. We're going to call this a demand zone. If this level is breached, it will turn back into resistance. On my big chart, that's correlating perfectly with the linear regression. So this makes a lot of sense. The first leg down this morning in pre-market, bounced, rejected. Second leg down in pre-market, bounced, rejected. Once we broke through, we put in a new high, and now we've back tested, new high, back tested. So, good bounce spot? Maybe, right? Maybe. I'll just kind of, if someone who took a bounce, maybe you use that wick low at 1150 as your out. So 18,731. 18,730. That would be your stop loss, because if we do lose this area, do you want to be long, right? No. But if you play that using that previous swing low as a stop loss, you would kind of essentially sit in a long trade here into upper supply. Upper supply being 748, 755, 766. Those would be the levels to the top side. I mean, we can justify a trade for anything, right? So that's all trading is. It's compiling data, it's analyzing it, and then it's having the confidence to execute on your analysis. And if your analysis happens to be wrong, get out, right? That's where people have a problem with. Everyone analyzes charts pretty well for the most part. What they don't do well is sticking to that plan if it does not go to plan, right? So get really good at executing, right? And I think you're going to do a lot better as a trader. Resistance at 753. For me, there'll be no short here. No short here. We'd have to take out the swing low, lose this 50 SMA. More so, you know, sticking in line with what the Bulls have got going on today. That's kind of been them in charge for the most part. I think I'm going to lock down one of my Top Step X accounts here. So I got one account sitting at 258, $258. We're going to lock that out. I like that little feature on the Top Step X platform. It kind of keeps me keeping things in check. So I'm going to lock that account out. Now I've got another account. I've got the leader account here that's being copy traded across 4 others. Those are sitting at $157. So $157 times 4 plus another account that's up 250. A lot of traders will look and see that one account balance. I'm only up $150. Let me keep pushing it. Not realizing that you've got 4 accounts tailing that, you're realistically up over $500, and you've got a singular account up 250. So that's a $750 day. Again, not all of these accounts are funded. Only 3 of these accounts are funded. But the other 2 evaluations, that's good little cushion for them. And to the funded accounts, you know, $100 to $200 a day is good. You know, it's good, especially when it's not a full source of income. Getting a nice push up here. Hmm. Um, Infinite Universe. Um, yeah, I mean, it's I have the link to join down in the description box. Again, you know, if you find value in this type of stuff and you really want to like learn, I'm like, I'll be fully transparent. I'm not really big like a lot of these other people giving you guys specific levels, buy at this price, sell at this price, stop loss here. I'm more so about teaching like an overall process, right? Because let's say, for example, I'm no longer here tomorrow. I get into a car accident, I get sick, something happens, I quit trading altogether, sell my house and move to the country somewhere, right? And I no longer trade. How well did you learn how to fish? So I want to teach a man, woman, how to fish versus just kind of spoon feeding. I do go over a lot of I'm like really big on like I stress like patience a lot, which can be boring for some people. I stress like a lot of risk management stuff, a lot of boring stuff, a lot, but it's only to help you become a better trader, in the end. That's what we're all trying to be, even myself every day. Yeah, and if you like that, sure, yeah, I'm always taking on new people. I did like try to tone it down because again, inside my room I do offer, like, if you want to do one-on-one coaching calls, you can definitely schedule those with me. We can sit there for 30 minutes, an hour. Sometimes shit, I've been on the phone for 2 hours going over stuff with people just because we get to chit chatting. But I do only have so much time. I don't want to just have such an influx of traders to where I feel like I can't help everyone individually. If I feel that way, then I have to tone it down. Guys, we're coming down to the 50 SMA. 50 SMA here again. Let's see if we can get a sweep of these lows. But I mean, again, like in full transparency, if 10 people, 15 people wanted to join me right now, I'd probably have to decline. If it's just like one person, sure. Guys, very aggressive move on this candle here. We're coming out of lunch hour here. It's been about 10 minutes here. We're getting this pushed down to 18,731. Yeah, you noticed that? No, I was talking about this. I was looking down. Every time I look down at my phone specifically, the market does that. I'm beginning to think there's something going on here. Again, guys, full transparency, I still have no interest in taking a short until we take out this prior swing low and we lose kind of this zone, right? But again, let's call an ace, a spade a spade. That original 5-minute 20 SMA play is still intact, right? So for those of you guys who have watched my videos and you guys see me recapping these 20 SMA plays, I'm going to recap today and I'm going to show you guys that if you guys would have got in below on this play here at 18,752 and you set a stop loss above your reason why, you would have, if you were looking for 6 points, you definitely got that. If you were looking to sell at 6 points and hold a runner, well, you got a lot more than that, because we came down from a low price of 18,752 all the way down to 18,734. Guys, almost 20 points. 20 points, right, into an area of demand, which is giving you a firm level to take profits. Now, the question, well, I don't have my chart set up that way where I have linear regression in the 50. I'm only looking at the 20 and 200. Great. Well, then you better get damn good at putting these zones in, right? Putting in your own supply and demand zones. Because if you notice the chart on the left, I put in this prior resistance that was broken, back tested. Right now it's holding. Doesn't have to keep continuing to hold, but this would have been a good area for you to tell yourself, if I take this 20 SMA play short, I've got to be taking profits into this prior swing low. Right. So with that being said, someone could have potentially taken close to 20 points on this short position here, because it never busted through your stop. So what trickled you out of it? The only way someone should have gotten out of this trade is because they were happy with the profits, right? Happy with the profits, and they closed it up. But you should have not gotten out of this trade for a loss. So when we back tested, you should have not sold out. When we back tested again, you should have not sold out. When we back tested a third time, you should have not sold out. If you're selling out on back test when the move is still active, there's only one reason you're doing that. You have too much position size on the table, and you physically cannot stomach the drawdown. The answer is simple: size down. Well, I'm already sized down. I'm trading micros. Cut the micro contracts in half. Well, I'm only trading 3. Trade 1. If you can't trade 1 micro contract and hold the move to take profit or stop loss, now we have a emotional and psychological problem going on there. I'm not saying you guys need to see a shrink or anything like that. I'm not talking about those type of psychological problems. But what I'm saying is there's some type of anxiety there of not wanting to lose a trade. You're going to lose trades. You are definitely going to lose trades. Trailing drawdown on Apex. Yep. So again, Apex and Top Step need to be traded differently. So if you're a type of trader, if you're a trader that is on Apex, for example, you have to be more scalpers mentality on Apex. Okay, so when you do get that first move and you get that second move, you got to take profits. I will agree with you there. That's how I trade Apex accounts. That's the way that they need to be traded. If you're on Top Step, we can set our stop loss and we can walk away and we can let it to hit profit or do whatever we need to do. That's completely different. Now, figure out what type of trader you are, and that prop firm is going to be maybe better overall for you to trade. Okay, don't worry about the payout rules. Don't worry about none of that stuff. If you're a scalper, go Apex. Okay, don't just go Apex because it's cheap. Don't just go Apex because, well, I can get a 90 or 80% off for 20 bucks. Don't do that, because maybe that's not where you're better fit. Now, I've got people in our room, right? Nate, he's still here on the call listening. He's really good at scalping. Burks is really good at scalping. Shifting Gears is really good at scalping. There's a few of you guys out there that are phenomenal at scalping Apex accounts. Great. Use them and abuse them to your benefit, right? But if you are a trader who doesn't like doing that, scalping, taking quick profits and having to cut a game before you technically should get out, or cut a trade before you technically should get out, then maybe go to Top Step, right? Don't just go with the cheaper option. Again, remember, cheap is good. I like to save a good buck myself, but we got to go what's best for us. Or you go with both. You scalp on Apex and you take bigger trades on Top Step. We got a lot of options. Nice, Nate. Guys, Nate just battled back his funded account from 350 negative to 222. I hope, Nate, hope you're stopping, buddy. I hope that's it. Time to chalk it up. I know you're still out there listening. And also to kind of go back to that topic, even if you are on Apex, you don't necessarily have to get squeezed just because of the trailing drawdown. Again, I see a lot of traders who really put a lot of focus on that. Guys, at the end of the day, you're going to be, as long as you're following your rules and your strategy, you're going to be more profitable. Like, you're going to have a win rate that's over 60%, 65%, 67, some weeks, 70%. You're going to be more profitable. The trailing drawdown should not nip you in the butt unless you're playing too many contracts. But if you're playing 2-3 micro contracts and you let it wiggle around on you, guys, the most you're going to be down, even on this particular situation. Let me give exact numbers here. Entry price 752. The highest we came up to was 756, 757. So 5-point drawdown. So if we're trading 3 micros, what's 5 points? That's $30. That's not that trailing drawdown's not going to hurt you. That trailing drawdown is not going to hurt you from swing low to high. What'll hurt you is one mini contract, 4, 5, 6 points, or going 5 points in profit, going against you 5 points in profit. Now that swing low to high, 200 down, 200 up, 300 down, that'll bite you in the butt over time. But not on 2 or 3 micros. Not on 2 to 3 micros. You'll be fine. Because at the end of the week, you're going to have a higher win percentage. Trust me. I've been doing this long enough. You follow the rules and you follow the strategy correctly, you know, the only person that can hurt you is you. And again, I don't have any personal bias towards Top Step or Apex. they're both good. I'm not like, I know there's some traders, streamer, YouTubers that are big Apex guys, big Top Step. I don't care. Whoever pays the bills. Still holding this area here, guys. Guys, if you're green on the day and you still have the itch to want to trade, go buy another account. If you don't want to break down and spend the 20 to 30 bucks to buy another account, then you are done trading today. That you should answer your question then and there. I like the idea of that. Making $100, $200, still having the urge to trade. Go buy another account. Go buy another account. That way it gives you the option to kind of spread your wealth up. You know, instead of looking at it as, well, I've got a couple accounts, why would I buy another one? I can just trade these, they're still green. Because the goal is to protect your green, right? So if you want to trade again, well, then go make another $20 or $30 investment to trade again. Don't be spoiled. Because if I want to trade options again, well, no one's just going to let me borrow money to trade. I got to put my own money up. This will also keep you in check as well. Because guys, think about this. I'll give you guys an example. We have some people that trade options in my room. And, you know, you don't have to trade heavy size, but, you know, options contract's going to cost you between $100 and $250 for one contract. So every time they want to take a trade, they have to go spend $100 to $150 with no guarantee they're going to make any money in return, right? If anything, they could lose 20, 30, 40, 50 if you could use 100, right? But with no guarantee, you have to put up your own money. So why are all of the prop firm traders so spoiled, right? Why do you make $200, $300, $400, $500 and continue to trade? If you want to take a trade, why don't you go buy another account and put up your money like a big boy and a big girl to go trade again and protect that money that you have? If you don't want to do that, then turn your computer screen off and come back tomorrow. That will also stop revenge trading. That will also stop FOMO. That will also stop you from going on tilt. And it will also allow you to start compounding those gains. Because not every day you're going to want to go out there and go buy another evaluation account for 30 bucks. You know, not every trade you take, you want to spend $30. So what it's going to get you to do is get into this mindset of, hey, maybe I am okay with this I'm looking at. Infinite Universe. Yes, it's just one-time deal, man. One time. And truthfully speaking, it's to ward off bots. And I don't even know how sometimes, I mean, I do a pretty good job at it, but I don't know how sometimes these bots get into Discord. But everything is pretty locked down in there. It's just a small, tight-knit community. It's basically just, you know, it's like the example I just gave. If you're really serious about trading, go buy another evaluation account. I don't want to spend hours and hours talking to people that are just going to not implement things that I'm talking about. I'm just wasting my time. But yeah, it's just one time. I don't do that whole monthly shit. Like that's not what I don't that's not where I make my money. My money comes from trading. And I basically priced it in a way where it's $1 a day for a year, but you get lifetime access. That's how I came up with the number. There's no other logical explanation for it either. I just said, oh, how about we just do $1 a day? Counts, right? If not, we got a problem. Stay patient, guys. Stay patient. We're still holding this bottom of the range here. I feel like it's been such a long week already. Guys, tomorrow we have earnings for NVIDIA. That's going to really get the market to move up or down. So again, I know a lot of people who trade prop firms go out on these FOMC days, CPI days, you know, big news days, and try to pass these accounts. Tomorrow might be a good day to try to get a good ground covered on evaluation accounts, because there should either be a sell-off or a run-up into NVIDIA's earnings. Yeah. Don't waste a lot of time during market hours trying to figure out what the heck is going on this right hand chart. It's just I've been trading it for so long, I can dissect it very, very quickly. I mainly only am using it to manage trades once I'm in the trade, right? That's all. And the only reason I came up with this, I used to enter, guys, we're getting a nice pop here. See if we get this close over the 20 SMA here. We've double bottomed here, held this area twice. Maybe we get a push up towards the highs. The only reason I came to this chart years and years ago was sometimes I would take a setup and it would be really, really good. And then I'd get stopped out and I'd ask myself, why? Like, I don't see why. So I would add another moving average and then I'd add another one. And then I put Bollinger Bands. And then I even had VWAP on here, but VWAP kind of cross correlates with the 10 and the 20 sometimes. And then I put the linear regressions and I started to see a bigger picture, right? Now, someone who's never looked at that chart or haven't taken enough trades to experience, you're going to look at this and just not understand nothing. But for me, when I would identify this range on this candle, guys, is 13 points so far. Let's see how it closes up here in 2 minutes. When I would take trades, I would start to see areas where it would bounce multiple times, and I would see which moving averages held more weight in context. So this is an aggressive candle here. 18.5 points now. If I was to do quick math on that, I'm going to call it 20 points. Every one micro trade could potentially put you out $40 if you're wrong. On a 20-point move like that, our ATR is sitting at 11 points. I might be looking for the confirmation between 8 to 12 points to take profits into the previous highs, into the Bollinger Bands here. That's how quickly I would do the math and assess the risk on that trade. So for every one contract I trade, I'm going to lose $40. How much am I willing to lose? Is it $100? I trade 2. Is it, 120, 140? Or maybe I trade 3 to 4. True range on this candle is 20 points. In the middle of a range, I know I've spoke about it before, that I don't really like the trades in the middle of the range. They tend to be more choppy. It tends to do better in the bottom of the range or the top of the range. But again, let's just respect the strat, Maybe we size down a little bit if we're going to take this. With such an aggressive candle, to be honest, I'd like to see a pullback into 50 to 48 and then confirm this 20 SMA play. Now, I know it kind of wicked over this 20 SMA, but it's kind of like a spit wick, right? Just like spit wicked above it. I like to see visual confirmation. That's why for me, a lot of times I might do a hard limit bracket order to take profits, but my entry, I want to physically see that candle break the previous wick. And I know some people drop a limit order right at that price to a T, and then what happens is it spit wicks. I just call it a spit wick. It's just like it like flickers over it and then comes right back down. I don't like that. I want to see this current candle break. I need to see green clearly over that wick. If I'm 3-4 points late, 2 points late, I don't care. My eyes need to tell my brain that we broke it. I'm in California. I'm in California. Right now it's 10:30 in the morning. Nice, Elder. Good job on that Tesla trade, buddy. I don't know if Elder's still in the room. Good job on the Tesla trade. Again, anyone who's interested or just got into this 20 SMA long here, a couple things to take into account. Please be sized appropriately. That range of the reason why candle's 20 points. So expect a $40 loss each way if you do lose it per account. Also, ATR sitting at around 10, 11 points here. So if you do get 10, 12, 13 points, maybe think about taking some profits off or getting out. Also, just kind of sit patient and hope you're sized accordingly there sized accordingly. That way, if it does pull back, you can stomach the pullback when you have to sit through drawdown. Again, I'd like to see it run. I'd like to see it run at least to, I don't know, high 60s, right? I'd like to see it run to high 60s, at least try to test this opening range high. But again, could just be setting up a head and shoulders here, right? Again, I'm always looking towards a negative. Always looking towards a negative. So if I was to say this is one shoulder, this is a head, this is another shoulder, we could just be looking to put in a lower high here and then kind of roll over to kind of close the day through that range that we've got, right? This range here. So just be very cautious. Again, if you are green, please do not push your luck. Infinite Universe, you can send me an email. Morgan Stanley's pushing Tesla calls overnight. Oh, nice, Neki. Nice. 330 on Tesla. Good job. Good job. Look at Tesla go, guys. Look at Tesla go. Beautiful. Wow. $4 from my original entry. That's one thing, that's one thing, guys, is once you get out of the trade, that it is what it is, right? That's what it is. It is what it is. There's no going back to it. It's the one that got away. She got away. She got away. But you have to be happy with the gains, right? I was perfectly content with the gains that I took on that trade. So now, everyone else who got in, remember I spoke about, I said I got to get off this chart because I want to get in. This looks like a good spot to bounce here. I would have been right. I just live with that. Now I document that mentally, and I come back next time and I take that trade again. 10 times out of 10. Hey guys, this is working out great here. The 20 SMA play, it's working out fantastic. Can we officially look at the last red candle as a confirmation candle? High was 60. Yeah, I mean by literally a tick. Yes. If not, then you should be in on this candle here. For sure, 100%. You should be in on this candle. We are getting close to this Bollinger Band here, 69s, guys, 69s. And we do have the high of day sitting here at 71. Be cautious. Be cautious here. You're taking profits always. Now, am I saying that we can't break through and put in a new high of day? No. But what I'm saying is when you take a trade in the middle of the range, you are taking profits into supply. Same thing on the short side. We're taking profits into demand. We want to be taking profits here. We're not expecting a whole lot. We're not expecting a whole lot. Now, if you do want to continue to ride for more, you sell half. Quick example, I took 4 contracts. I'm going to sell 2. I'm going to sell 3. I'm going to hold that runner to see if we do break, and I'll use a break even stop. Tesla's continuing to push highs here. Continuing to push highs here. Everyone who got out's going to be fucking pissed. Double top here. Double top, double top, double top. Lock in, guys. Lock in. Lock in, hold a runner. Runner should be set to break even. What a move on Tesla today. About time. This thing has not done anything. It hasn't been able to hold gains. It gives a pop, gives everything back. New low of day. Very excited. Tesla for years up until this year, has been my #1 traded stock. My #1 traded stock. For years. The last year, it's been NVIDIA. Damn, premiums have gone up so much though, but still. Congrats, Neki. Have a good one. Enjoy your lunch. Good job, Nate. Good job. 359 total. Good job. That's a great day. Guys, can we get my pull up a little bit here? 66%. Should I end it and start it again? Maybe some of you guys were red and now you're green. 66% to 34%. Let's end this. Let's end this poll. Let's start a new one here. 56 votes. 66% red, 33%. I mean, 66% green. Let's see here. Please don't let it be worse than the first one. Come on. Since you guys have been here, we've had at least 2 red trades. I mean, at least 2 green trades. Let's see. Let's get those votes in. Thanks, Zeke. I appreciate that. We're power trending over the 5 SMA. So for some of you guys who have seen some of the videos where I talk about the power trend, right? We're using that 5 SMA as that gauge. So since that 20 SMA play, we confirmed, we put in that double test high here. We're still trading over this 5 SMA. You could always just use like a break even stop if we do start to lose this 5 SMA or close below it. If not, you really want to try to push yourself to hold, right? You want to push yourself to hold these gains, especially if you're trading smaller size, right? You want to really maximize your trades. For those of you guys who are more experienced in taking bigger size contracts, guys, you know what we're doing already. We're in here, we're out. We're get in, get green. That's the motto. Get in, get green. But if you're trading smaller size, you really want to force yourself to maximize your gains. Guys, I like the poll now. 90% so far. I mean, again, we don't have as many votes as before, but so far 90% of the room is green. We got that test again, having a little trouble here at high day. Those of you guys still in this trade, you got a little second opportunity to get out at break even or for a little bit of gains here. Percent green today, 9% red. Beautiful. Love to see it. One thing I'd like to keep an eye on here on the future side of things, previous hours highs. Previous hours highs. Looks like we've been kind of consolidating here in this range for about 3 hours. If we can get over, previous hours highs, we could be looking at a leg up. And maybe we got about 20 to 30 points worth of room. 92% green on the day. Love to see it. Nate Bodo, this guy is a this guy's a traveling man. Alaska cruise ship, Bahamas. This guy's all over the place. NASDAQ really pushing towards previous hours highs here, guys. if they don't hold price up here at the top of the range, I'd look for the pullback into 755 before the next bounce. But right now, what we're ultimately waiting for here is a 772s to get taken out. That's previous hour highs. It's actually 771, but still, that's what you'd be looking for here. You'd like to see that push. We are coming to a new hour candle as well. %93 green. Like to see it. Like to see it. Oh, look at Burks. Look at Burks, guys, chipping away at those 250, those 250K evals. $2,700 in account. Beautiful. Love to see it. Close to those highs, guys. If you're in on the 20 SMA play, it's giving you 1, 2, 3 opportunities to at least get out here, right? Again, if you're holding for that high of day break, please move your stop loss to in profit, but it's giving you a chance here to kind of get out for some gain still. I mean, talk about the 20 SMA plays working to a T today. Working to a T. We just wicked high of day. 1 hour chart still looks strong. Be careful though, as we approach the new hour candle coming out in 4 minutes. So if you see a pullback, I'm looking for pullback into 755, 750. Have that area hold and then take out the new high. So right now we've wicked high of day. That high needs to get confirmed before we can take that next long on a new setup. 18,773. Right now, let it rest. Let it pull back. What you want to see if you're a bull and you want to go long, you want this thing to pull back, right? We should have made money on the last 20 play. We should have made something, right? So let it digest. Use that opportunity while the market is digesting to rest and to reset yourself, to evaluate if you want to continue to trade anymore or you want to take the rest of the day off, right? Again, I'm done today, I think, guys. I'm done. I'm looking at the numbers again. I got back in on a little scalp here towards the high of day when we back tested that 5, right? Took a little bounce off that 5 because again, what is the 5? It's a power trending move. So if we bounce off the 5 and we hold it, took a little scalp there. Collectively, with the 4 accounts that I'm trading, 5 accounts that I'm trading today, I like the numbers. Tesla was a great trade for me on the options. I think I'm done. I'm gonna make that executive decision. I'm gonna say that I'm done here. I'm gonna make that decision. I'm gonna lock these accounts. We're locked out, guys. I can't take any more trades on my top step account even if I wanted to. We're gonna keep that as is. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna be back in the room with all of my guys in Evolution Traders. There's the high of day break. There's the high of day break. There's the high of day break. Anyways, guys, if you're in on that trade, make sure to grab those profits on this push. Grab the profits on the push. I'll see the rest of you guys back in our room. To everyone else on YouTube, maybe I'm on tomorrow, maybe I'm not. Again, I'll be on for the rest of the people. In our room. It's normal schedule. See all of you guys later.